In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys the top 2 best builds in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're so close to 10K, it's nuts. In fact, by the time this video comes out, we might have already hit it. So for the first build, we're gonna go with a guard build, and for the position, you do need to be a point guard. And as I said, we're making the best all-around point guard build in the game. For the height, you're going to want to drop this down to 6'2". And then next for the weight, you're going to want to drop this down, but you do not want to drop this down to minimum. You're going to want to drop this down to 174 pounds. This way, as you guys can see, your speed and acceleration go up a ton, but also your perimeter defense stays at an 88. And then next to the wingspan, you're going to want to bump this up to 6'9". This will give you a 92 driving dunk and elite contact dunks. Additionally, your defense is just going to be much better this way. So for the finishing attributes, you're going to want a 92 driving dunk, a 73 driving layup, and a 62 close shot, giving you 21 finishing badges. This means you're going to be able to dunk on everyone since you'll unlock elite contact dunks, and also you're going to unlock small contact dunks since you're under 6'4". And then next for the shooting, you're going to want your three-pointer maxed out at an 88 and your mid-range at an 81, giving you 28 shooting badges. This build is just not going to be missing at all and is 100% going to be able to green very consistently. So going down to the playmaking, you're going to want your ball handling at an 89, which is 1 off max, your speed with ball at a 92, and your pass act at an 86. This will give you 32 total playmaking badges, which is very good. You're going to have gold bullet passer, gold handles for days, gold quick chain, and Hall of Fame quick first step, which is nuts. And all these badges are 100% necessary. You are a point guard. So going down to defense / rebounding, you're going to want your perimeter maxed out at an 89. If you're steal, you're also going to want this at an 89. If you want to, you can bump up the steal 1 rating to get a 90 in Hall of Fame interceptor. However, personally, when I tried out Hall of Fame interceptor, I noticed almost no difference, at least on a point guard build. So going down to your physicals, you're going to want your acceleration max and your speed at an 84. On a previous video I made, a lot of people were asking why I have speed kind of low. I do this because speed more so helps with moving around off ball and doesn't help with how fast you can run with the ball or how fast you can speed boost. For this reason, it's just really not that important for a point guard. And then scrolling down to vertical, you're going to want this at an 85 and your stamina at a 90. Also, you do need 85 vertical to get small contact dunks. You do have a few ratings left. I recommend just throwing it onto free throw. That's probably the most useful thing you can throw it on. In total, this build has a 101 badges, which is crazy. It's able to do everything that you need a point guard to be able to do. Its 3-point hunting abilities is honestly crazy, and so is its playmaking. Its defense is very good for a point guard build, making this a viable 2s build. And additionally, you're going to be dunking on everyone with elite contact dunks and small contact dunks. Finishing is definitely a very underrated part of this build. And it being a viable 2s build is very important since I want this first build I'm making and the second build I'm making to be able to streak it up together on the 2s. If you do want free throw on this build, all you have to do is drop down your close shot to a 54, and just like that, you can get a 79 free throw. And also, there's not really that big of a difference in finishing, so definitely, if you're even considering playing Pro-Am or Rec Center, just drop down the close shot. For the takeovers, now, in my opinion, the best takeovers for a point guard is double limitless range, which is honestly just so overpowered if you're able to pop both of them at once. And as you guys can see, I built a 2-way threat, which is honestly such a cool name. Obviously, all good guards need a good big man to go with it. So for the second build, we are going to be making a big. Now for this build, we're going to be making a glitched build. If you don't know how to glitch a build, you kind of just have to do this. Literally just copy everything that I'm doing. You guys can see the height, weight, and wingspan. Then just go ahead and upgrade the attributes randomly. It really doesn't matter. You're not actually going to be making this build. But you do have to do this to glitch the file, and that way you can make this really overpowered build. Once you have done that, just move on to the takeovers. It honestly doesn't really matter. You guys should have built an offensive threat, which is fine. And then from here, you're going to want to back out, change it to the metric system. And then as you guys can see, you're going to want to edit the file you just made. It should say shooting guard of 1.19 meters and 100 kilograms. Now for this build, as you guys can see, it's going to be a shooting guard. It's going to say shooting guard next to your name, but that honestly doesn't matter. This is still going to be a big man build. Just being a shooting guard makes this build the attributes and badges much better, so you do have to make it a shooting guard. However, 100% it can run center or power forward or be your big man in the park as well. So moving on to the body settings, as I said, this is going to be a big man, so you're going to want to bump up the height to 2.05 meters, which is like 6'9.5" inches. Next, for the weight, I recommend dropping this down to 2 minimum. You can go higher if you want to get like Hall of Fame rebound chaser, but in my opinion, it's really not worth it, especially for a build that's designed for 2s. And then for the wingspan, go ahead and max this thing out. Your three-pointer will drop a little bit, but your defense is just going to be much, much better. So moving on to the attribute screen, starting things off with the finishing attributes, you're going to want your close shot at an 81, your driving lay at an 84, your driving dunk at a 93, and your standing dunk also at a 93, giving you 30 finishing badges. This build's finishing is honestly nuts. You're going to be dunking on everyone with both driving dunks and standing dunks. I didn't upgrade post control. I don't want this to be a post scoring build, but if you do want a post scorer build, check out the video in the card up above. So going down to the shooting, you do want this build to be able to shoot, so you're going to want your three-pointer at a 77 and your mid-range at an 82. In total, you will have 23 shooting badges, which is very good. I know this build does have a kind of low three-pointer, but as I've been saying for a while, having a low three-pointer doesn't mean you can't shoot. It just means you're not going to get bailed out with whites. So as long as you're able to time your jump shot in green, you're going to be able to shoot very, very consistently. For your playmaking attributes, the only thing that matters is you need your pass accuracy at an 85. This way you can get Hall of Fame break starter and gold bullet passer. You can upgrade speed with ball and ball handling if you want to be able to ball handle a little bit. But the guard build that I made previously is probably going to be controlling the ball majority of the time. So honestly, you don't really need ball handling nor speed with ball. For your interior defense, you're going to want it at a, you guys see, you're going to want your perimeter at an 86, your steal at a 90, your block at a 95, your offensive rebound at an 84, and your defensive rebound at a 92. This build's defense / rebounding is honestly going to be crazy. I honestly love how versatile it is. It can guard post scorers and it can also keep up with guards since it has an 86 perimeter defense, which is honestly nuts. I love this build so much. It's a 6'9" build with 90 steal and 86 perimeter defense. Like, it's crazy. And then scoring down to your physicals, you're going to want your speed and acceleration both maxed out, your strength at a 44, your vertical at an 80, and your stamina maxed out at a 99. Also, you do have one rating. I would just recommend throwing it onto free throw. This build has 98 badges, which is very, very good. But definitely there's nothing this build can't do. Its finishing and defense are both on elite levels. You're going to be able to green very consistently, and your passing is also insane. And this build is going to be very good whether it's setting screens for the guard and either popping or rolling, or it's just chilling in the corner while the guard is isoing. If you do want free throw on this build, what you're going to want to do is drop down your close shot to a 74. That's not quite good enough, so you're going to need to drop your speed down 1 rating and drop your stamina down to a 95, giving you an 84 free throw rating. For the first takeover, I would recommend going with See the Future. You are a big man build. And then for takeover number 2, I would recommend going with Spot Up Precision. I do want this to be a popper. And then as you guys can see, I built a 2-way facilitator. If you have made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments section. I honestly want to see who's rocking with me before 10K. Also, we're literally so close, so please at least check to make sure you're subscribed. This is a gameplay video of me using a 7-3 toxic post scorer build on the screen right now, as well as a dribble tutorial. Click one of them. Go follow me on Twitter and I'm out. Peace.